What's up there, YouTube? TDG Yu-Gi-Oh! Here, coming at you with another deck profile. I went to another case tournament, took myself another top 8 slot. Really proud of this one. I played something random and rogue today, so without further ado, let's get into it. This is my list for Dozer control. So first off, let's talk about the hand traps. Got a playset of Ash Blossom, and then the Gamma package. And that was it for the main deck hand traps. This deck doesn't really have a lot of room to be running other things, so... But yeah. That's the best, most optimal hand trap package, in my opinion, for this deck. Next up for our starters, in the monster lineup, we have triple Metal Cruncher and triple Harvester. Basically, these are your one-card combos. You normal summon them to get to your Dozer. Next up, shout out to Fraggle Rock. Playset of Infinitrack Brutal Dozer. It's Dozer Do's, not Dozer Don'ts. This card it starts all your combos. Basically, you summon this by tributing an Earth Machine monster, and then you summon Trencher, and then you make the River Stormer to search into your missing combo piece. Speaking of Trencher, double Trencher, the second best card in the deck. Basically, it's going to let you play through Nibiru and also make your plays more consistent. You can summon it with Brutal Dozer, that's your other level 5. And then the last two Infinitracks that we play is the one Anchor Drill. Anchor Drill is actually insane. It lets you use Box and itself to make Dingirsu. It lets you make your Earth Slicer, which Earth Slicer won me quite a few games today. All around just a solid card. But you don't really want to play too many of it. I played 2 for a while, and just you don't really need more than one, in my opinion. And then one Tunneler. The main reason this deck does so well is because it's so recursive. This card is essentially a Pot of Avarice, shuffling 5-year Earth Machine monsters back into the deck to draw to yourself 2 cards, which just lets you continue. And then with another card that we play in the deck, we're able to actually recycle it from the banish pile, which is just absolutely insane. So next up, we'll talk about the trains that we have in the deck. We're playing one Derrick Crane and one Bullet Train. Derrick Crane just essentially gets you access to your Dora and rank 10s. And your Bullet Train is just your extender. You search it off River Stormer, then you special summon it, link off your River Stormer into a Goliath, and then link them into your Ancient Gear Ballista, which will grab you Box, and then continue to search for Infinitracks that you were missing. Speaking of Ancient Gearbox, you actually have to play this card. So what's so insane about this card is you can add your Tunneler and you can add your Trencher with it. And it's when it's added from your deck to your hand or your graveyard to your hand. So during the end phase, your Bullet Train can add this back on your opponent's turn, thus letting you get to your second Trencher if you need it. And for the last 2 monsters, we play one Machina Fortress. This card came in clutch all day against Invoked. Basically, I would just burn their Alistair, and then I would pop a card, or burn their Makaba, excuse me, and then I would attack into the Makaba, destroying the fortress, allowing me to destroy a card. Next up, we have Citadel. This card is absolutely insane. There's actually a way to play through the effect negate when you bring it back with your Knuckler. So when you're able to pop this with the Machina Overdrive and then destroy all your opponent's monsters, even under when its effects are negated by Knuckler. So next up, we'll move into spells. We have 3 Heavy Forward. This is essentially another 1-card combo extender, and it also lets you change the battle position of an Xyz monster you control or attach it to an Xyz monster you control. The battle position almost never comes up, though. Then 3 Redeployment. So Redeployment's really freaking strong. If you open with a Machina, you get to search for the trap, which pretty much just, in my opinion, is probably going to guarantee you the match, because you're just going to be able to play through so much. So, yeah, definitely have to max out on both of these. It's like you get to play 12 1-card combos. Finally, 1 Called by the Grave and 1 Urgent Schedule. I tried for the life of me to find a second copy of Urgent Schedule. Did I miss it? I don't know, not really. But I guess I would rather have 2 than 1. It's an insane card. I just could not find a second copy today for the life of me. Every time I order it, it just doesn't come. So I've had to refund myself this a couple of times. Alright, so finally, we're going to get into the traps. So the main reason this deck is so good is because it plays off of a one-card combo. If you're able to get to that one-card combo, essentially you're going to be drawing cards off your tunneler. And the more interruptions you draw off your tunneler, the better. So I like to do that in the form of trap cards. So for interruptions that we play, I play triple Torrential Tribute and one Imperial Order. Torrential is just going to help you clear the board, and while also still being recursive, because our deck doesn't care if we destroy our own board. And then secondly, Imperial Order is just insane right now. It helps in the Prank Kid matchup, it helps in the Invoked matchup. This is just a very solid card. So I opted to main deck it, so yeah. Now for the last card I played a playset of Machina Overdrive. This card is what allows you to play around your own knuckle, and it also allows you to summon your Metal Cruncher from your deck. And also it'll trigger Citadel, and finally, its second graveyard effect lets you banish itself, target 3 Earth Machine monsters in your graveyard or in your banished, and then shuffle them into the deck. So you actually can put back your Trencher and your Tunneler. So, next up we'll get into the extra deck. Played a playset of Goliath, double Anger Knuckle. The second one didn't come up today, but in online playtesting it comes up all the time. One Ballista. Today I opted to play 2 Earth Slicer. I honestly don't know about 2. If I made some changes, I'd probably play 1 and then potentially play another rank 8 or that rank 11 machine monster, or maybe even Enter Blafnir, something like that. But that's about it. And then 1 River Stormer. This card just lets you start all your combos. And then we ran the train package, so Dreadnought, Dora, and Lieb. Then 1 Dingirsu. Dingirsu only comes up with Box and Anchor, which you're able to toolbox, so I feel like you have to play the Dingirsu, but sometimes you just can't make it. 1 Hyperion and 1 Sky Thunder Zeus. So that was the extra deck. I feel like it was really strong, except for maybe the 2 Earth Slicer, but other than that, it was phenomenal today. This deck did so well. I'll explain my matchups after this. So next up we have the side deck. I played 3 copies of Ghost Bell. This was for our Invoked matchup mostly. 3 copies of Nibiru for the Dragon Link. 2 copies of Phantasme for Dragon Link. 3 Dark Ruler No More. 2 Cosmic Cyclone. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. And 1 Red Reboot. So, all in all, I feel like this deck is actually insane. Tier 1.5 or Tier 2 easily. The recursiveness that this deck has is so uncanny. Being able to end your turn with 6 cards in hand, 2 face downs, and an Anger Knuckle, being able to bring back whatever resources you need to with your Bullet Train is just so strong. So our matchups today were, I played against 1 Megalith Drytron. That deck is awesome. Went to game 3. Also, I only won 1 dice roll all day, even in top 8. So I went second, going second with 1 Urgent Schedule, just to tell you how insane this deck is. So played against 1 really, really strong deck, which was Megalith Drytron, round 1. And then round 2, I played against Prank Kids. Beat the Prank Kids deck. That deck is really strong. Then I played against Dinosaurs. And then I played against Invoked. And then in top 8, I lost to Invoked. Unfortunately, game 3, I did not see a single combo starter. But game 1, I went second and wound up winning. And game 2, he ended up taking it because he opted to go second and just was able to get to Dragoon through all of my interruptions and still OTK me. And then game 3, it was pretty grindy, but just me not having that initial starter is what really hurt. So with that being said, y'all, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I have a lot more content coming this way. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed Dozer Control.